A Universal Time at its peak was one of the most popular Roblox JoJo's Bizarre Adventure games. Even before New Universe, it still got a really good player count, and New Universe skyrocketed that. But a year after New Universe's release, AUT has fallen off in player count.
I'm here to make inflammatory statements on the internet, and then turn my notifications off.
Now only averaging around 4,000 players. Let's talk about why.
AUT, they dropped the summer 1.5 update, and I want to check it out because I have not played this game in a long time.
I feel like the most prominent bug in A Universal Time would be the constant data wipes. Especially following the New Universe release, these data wipes became so frequent that they added an NPC into the game to restore your data. But even though it is fixed now, it took over a year for them to get to this point. As well as the data restore NPC was only added around 2 to 3 months ago during the summer update. Think about that for a second. Data wiping problems for over a year were only solved 2 months ago. Another large bug is the quests. The quests were and still are bugged. Since the New Universe came out, quests have been bugged. Not too badly, they were still completable, but the real issue came during the Yasuo and Yon update. The Yasuo and Yon quest was bugged where you had to delete every other quest you have to be able to complete it, or it just wouldn't count. As well as now, AUT devs have removed the option to delete quests, and you either have to A, have no quest at the time of completing the Yasuo and Yon quest, or you have to complete every quest you have before attempting the Yasuo and Yon quest. They haven't had many major updates since the release of New Universe. For example, the last update with drastic changes was the summer update. It was the first update in a long time to add new stands. I scrolled through the AUT update channel in their Discord for a good 15 minutes and could not find a major update before the summer update. The latest stand to come out was Weather Report during the summer update, but before that was Yasuo and Yon on 11/21/22. Don't quote me on that, it may be wrong. All of the recent AUT updates have just been patches or new voice lines, nothing that's actually game-changing. There are many issues with AUT's PvP systems. It's not fun to play and stands have way too much stun to be able to do anything. I'm going to use YBA as an example here. In YBA, when your opponent barrages or M1s you can barrage back to avoid infinite stun. Seems like a good idea, right? Well, not to the AUT devs. Same thing with M1s. You cannot use abilities while being M1s, so this second you get Barrage M1, they can combo off of that and a huge chunk of your HP is gone and you can do nothing about it. AUT also isn't great with balancing. Certain stands can dominate, other stands have decent PvP abilities, but both of these will have much difficulty against what is called the meta. And as anyone who plays PvP games knows, trying to fight the meta is a waste of time. You'll usually end up dying to the overpowered combos that seem to occur so easily. Add the issue of stun, and this becomes 10 times more annoying and unfair. An absolutely boring experience of watching as your opponent does 50+% of your HP simply by landing a move with a stand that isn't balanced. The third and final reason PvP is bad is that it's just not fun anymore. It's boring as a whole, mainly for the reasons above, and I just think as a whole, PvP system is boring, glitchy, and overly just not fun to play. Since PvP is basically the main thing you do in AUT, it's a significant reason for people moving away from it. For example, if you look at YBA again, it has an obviously better and more fun PvP system in which you can fight most of the time despite what your opponent does. This excludes beatdowns and time stops. It is still thriving, not even close to dead, which compared to AUT is not the greatest. The AUT grind is way too unfun. The quest ID is decent, but they are generally a pain to finish. Most of them require items and money, along with killing a boss. In my opinion, the only fun part of quests are the parts where you kill a boss. The other parts of the quest are just sitting around waiting for chests to spawn so you can get items. This is obviously incredibly boring, and to be honest, just not worth it. Chests also take ages to grind, with very little reward for how long it takes. A very disappointing amount of time is spent trying to get rare items from the chests, which you're more than likely not going to get for ages. I covered most of this in the last chapter, but to close this out, I want to talk about the repetitiveness of a universal time. As mentioned earlier, a lot of it is just waiting around for chests to spawn, and it gets repetitive really fast. The only real variety is the items you are waiting for. It's just not fun to do.